Polish Star Ornament. Your objective for this assignment is to create a Polish star ornament and transform a two-dimensional surface into a three-dimensional object. The history of the Polish star ornament is that it's a tradition from Poland. It's used as a tree ornament. The Polish word for them is jezek. Jezek translates to porcupine in English. And something else you might find interesting is that in Poland, Christmas trees were hung upside down from the ceiling like chandeliers. First, begin with the CD and trace your CD 12 times on different colored papers of your choice. And then cut out your circles. And then begin folding your circle. First, fold it in half. Fold it again. And one more time so it looks a bit like this, so that when you unfold it, you have a circle with 8 sections. Then go ahead and cut on the folded lines, but not all the way to the center circle. So here's my circle with all my slots cut in it, and you'll notice I didn't cut all the way to the center. That's very important. What I'm trying to do with this is I'm going to turn it into one of these. And I'll need several of these in order to complete my finished Polish star ornament. So I'm going to start off with this one, and I have a sharpened pencil in here. It's really important that it's nice and sharp so that you can get a good point. And so you're just going to roll each of these sections, and I want to just roll it until I get a nice point. And I want to kind of be careful of my paper as I'm rolling it up that I don't tear up my other pieces, because I want to make sure all of these stay intact. And then you need just a little bit of glue, and probably your Elmer's school glue will work just fine. This is just what I happen to have at home. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there, and slide my pencil out, and I should have a nice point. So I need to do that with each of my sections until I have all 8 of them completed. Once I have them completed, I'm going to start assembling, and so I'll just do that by stacking them up, and as I get more and more, I'll get that spiky kind of effect. So I'll show you when I have all of my pieces ready to go. Okay, so now I have all 12 of my pieces curled into the right configuration, and I have 2 stacks that I've arranged. And traditionally what I'd do is I'd put these all in a big stack, and I'd use a needle and thread and a couple of beads and string them together. But instead I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to put these together with glue. So I'm going to do them in 2 halves. I'll put a little dot of glue in the middle, and then I'll add my second layer. Okay, and then again, another dot of glue. Get it so it just kind of goes in between there, and press that in. And another little dot of glue. And I kind of have a pattern going on with how I want my colors to go and when. You can decide what order you want to do for yours. Some people don't really need a pattern because they use all the same color. So And depending on how big your pencil was, you may or may not have room for 12, or you may have room for more. So here's 6, and if it gets difficult to get your finger in there, use the end of your pencil to press those together. So here's 1/2, and I actually used to make these when I was younger with my grandmother, and we would make them like this, and we'd use them as package bows. We wouldn't go ahead and complete the other half, but now I need to glue together the other half so that I can make the traditional Polish star. And so these would be really great gifts to share with somebody. Or just to decorate with. And you can use whatever kind of paper that you want to. I used some paper that's kind of special because this was paper left over from when I got married. But you might want to use leftover wrapping paper, or maybe you get a lot of junk mail and use some colorful junk mail so that you can recycle it instead of just throw it away. Or magazine pages. There are a lot of options. And so I'm getting to the point where I'm going to have to use the end of that pencil again to get in there. And then one last piece. So once you get your pieces glued together and they're stuck, then you'll just glue both halves together and you'll have your completed sphere. So here are my completed halves, and now all I have to do is just put a little glue and push the two together. And if I wanted to be able to hang this up, I might want to also add a ribbon or some kind of a hanger, and just press these two halves together until they adhere, and you have a completed Polish star or porcupine ball.